Bestie, it's time to wake up. You need to raise your standards. I am tired of seeing my girls and gays with the most horrendous men on earth. I feel like it's time we all collectively get our shit together and pack up and leave the losers in your life, babe. Because nothing pisses me off more than seeing my girlies suffer and downplay their own worth. So that's why I'm here to scream in your ears about it for a few minutes. To begin with, there was something I heard on TikTok that really made sense to me. They were asking all the girlies this question. If your son was going to be just like the man you are with, and your son was going to treat women just like he does, are you going to be happy? Like guys, if answering that question doesn't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know what will. If the answer is yes, you can just sit back and relax for this one. Or you might be a bit delusional. But if the answer is no, keep your ears open because I'm screaming directly at you. Now listen, I'm no self-help guru. And before you say it, I already know not every relationship is perfect, nobody is perfect, yada yada yada. That's not the point, because that's obviously true, but it doesn't mean you have to stick with some loser. Everyone has their own faults, but if his faults are cheating, lying and treating you like garbage, then clearly something is wrong here. So I made a list of things you need to realize so you can raise your standards. This one goes for everyone, regardless of the situation you're in. You need to snap out of it. You are a baddie. I know some people are gonna be like, no, I don't look good like everyone else. Girl, keep your mouth closed. Seriously, if there's one thing I had to tell everyone before getting into a relationship, it's that you need to know your worth, baby. It's like what RuPaul says. If you don't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Okay, well, kind of. Because I know people say that a lot, but you can still love people when you hate yourself. But yeah, your radar is just gonna be so off. Like when you love yourself, you at least have that baseline of how you know you deserve to be treated. But if you don't, you're just gonna look at any man on the side of the road who's doing the bare minimum and be like, wow, he's literally so perfect. So yeah, it's time you admit it. You're that bitch. And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, because being a bad bitch comes from the inside. Like, I don't care if you're standing next to the hottest person in the room. That just means that there are two sexy people in the room. And also, on a related note, I feel like I've seen a lot of the girlies hyping up their loser man, but they refuse to hype themselves up. Like, screw your man, girl, give yourself some credit. These girlies will survive a car crash, save 10 puppies from a burning building, and feed orphans, and they'll stay silent. But if their man said, oh, you look okay today, they'll be like, oh my god, he's so perfect, he's so kind, he's so nice. Stop hyping him up for the bare minimum. I want to hear about you. I'm tired of hearing about your man. I want to hear about your accomplishments and I want to hear about your dreams. So many of the women I met are geniuses. They're funny, they're talented, they're observant, etc. and etc. and the list goes on. But they will just refuse to admit it. And I hate that. So stop putting yourself down. Stop trying to be humble. You are that bitch. And it's time you admit it and come to terms with it so that you can surround yourself with people who see that in you too. Ooh, this one gets me riled up, and I feel like this is barely talked about because we all know communication is important, but we don't talk about the reaction towards the communication. Because girl, if you're bringing up your emotions and you tell him how something he did made you feel and he replies like this, I feel like you're being dramatic right now. Ick. You're always finding something to complain about. Ick. Do you know how much I had to put up with you? Double ick. This is why I lied to you, because I knew you'd go crazy. Oh, girl, run. I mean, of course, every couple gets into arguments, but girl, if he ran you over with a car
Oopsie.
and he's saying you're being sensitive and it's your fault, there's something wrong here. But yeah, not everyone is born a perfect communicator. So I always do think it's better to bring up how the communication skills are affecting you. And then you can see if you can work things out. But if they're still calling you crazy after that, then you better start packing your bags and get in the car, okay? Because I'm telling you, the greenest flag men are the ones who hear you out without taking your issue personally. Like, can you imagine hearing, oh, I understand completely how that hurt you and I'm so sorry. I am going to do my best to fix this, alright? Let me know what I could do better. Like, yes, king, yes, this is the energy we need to bring in our life. We're getting older, sis. It's time to find normal people who actually care about your feelings. Alright, this point, I'll say it with my entire chest. You need to stop making your man your entire life, please. Dude, I have seen so many girlies just vanish from friend groups as soon as they get a man. And once they come back, all they do is talk about him. He becomes her entire personality. And then conversations always end up going like this. Did you read this book? It's so good. Oh, Michael read that book and he loves it. Dude, someone just robbed me. Michael robbed someone once too. Bro, I just got run over by a car. Michael was in a car once too. Like, if you keep going like this, we're all gonna fail the Bechdel test, sis. And the worst part is, usually the dude is off playing video games or they're with their homies, forgetting to even text her. You need to stop crashing out about him while he's out there itching his butt crack. So yeah, please, save your individuality. Get a hobby. Do things on your own. Have your own interests and start talking about them. There's so much more to life other than your man. Ah yes, the classic test. WWISITWMB, aka what would I say if it were my bestie? When all else fails and you don't know if he's treating you like shit, just ask that question. For example, if Michael cheated on you and you're out here forgiving him cause it was an accident, think about that question. Would you want your bestie to forgive a man who cheated on her cause it was an accident? If your answer is yes, then babe, you need to check yourself into a local mental institute. We have bigger issues here. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of natural to want to defend the person hurting you sometimes and give them excuses, but when you imagine someone you love in that scenario, you end up realizing you have standards for them. So keep that in mind, cause you deserve the best, just like your loved ones. Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Honestly, I could go on and on and on and on, but I think the general idea here is that you just need to find someone normal. I mean, I get it, some people don't understand what's normal, but if you're crying and losing your mind every day over how he treats you, that might be an indicator. I know a lot of the girlies have gotten on the men are trash train, but honestly, it's doing yourself a disservice. Cause when you keep saying that, the only men you do find are trash. You need to start believing that good men exist. There are men who are kind, who would never raise their voice at you or talk badly to you and are so supportive of you and just want to see you grow and be the best version of yourself. Those romantic men you see in books and movies do exist. They're obviously based on something. So don't settle for less. But yeah, I wanted to include so much more. I wanted to say how it's important that your partner respects your personal time, feelings, and boundaries, or how a relationship should add to your life and not hinder you, or how, in my personal opinion, your man should make you feel like the only girl in the world. But I think I'll conclude the video here for now. I know this title is about having the perfect man, but of course the perfect man might not be the same to everyone. I mean, my perfect man might be someone else's nightmare, but the general consensus is that he treats you the way that you deserve to be treated, with kindness and respect and loyalty. Emphasis on the loyalty. Okay, that's my yap session for the week. Alright, bye bye!